Does CJC-1295 with Ipamorelin increase testosterone? This is a great question. In this video, I'll unpack some of the ways that it indirectly may influence testosterone, but also help you prevent that rabbit hole that you may be chasing down to try to increase your testosterone by using what's considered a growth hormone releasing peptide. Let's jump in. I'm Regan Archibald, founder of Ageless Future. Your health is your number one investment, and my team and I, we want to protect that investment. We want to make sure that you've got the ownership of your body and you know exactly what pathways are blocked. So go to agelessfuture.com, get your blood work ran. We'd love to help you out. And while you're here, let's talk about CJC and testosterone. So testosterone is really important because you have three organ systems that we all want to take with us into the future. We want a healthy brain, healthy cardiovascular system, and really healthy muscles so we can move our bodies. Testosterone is the hormone that allows us to do that. Testosterone is abundantly higher than most other hormones in the body, for you women too. And testosterone seems to have these phenomenal longevity benefits. I mean, it's not just for muscle mass and you think like, I don't want to take on male characteristics, but if you do it in the right way, you can have incredible gains in your body's health. I come from the opinion that you want to get testosterone made on your own. And so this question, does CJC-1295 Ipamorelin increase it? Well, it's not going to. And so if you just want to know why, we're going to dive into why, but it won't in and of itself, because CJC-1295 Ipamorelin, what it does do is it increases IGF-1 without increasing prolactin or cortisol. Now this is really important because if your cortisol levels are dysregulated and you're just trying to increase your testosterone by using exogenous sources, it's kind of like bailing water out of a boat with holes in it. If you're looking at why your testosterone dropped in the first place, now you're on the right track. What CJC-1295 does with Ipamorelin is it's a growth hormone releasing peptide. It's about 27 amino acid chains, and peptides are just the orchestrators, or just amino acids that turn on different signaling in your body. CJC-1295 turns on the releasing hormone in your brain, so your pituitary specifically is telling your body, hey, we need more growth hormone. Growth hormone comes in, and growth hormone puts this very important peptide to work called IGF-1, or insulin-like growth factor. Insulin-like growth factor goes to work and starts repairing the tissue, turning on genes so you get better sleep, helping your muscles recover. It feels amazing, especially if you have a growth hormone deficiency. You have Ipamorelin on the other side because one of the side effects from CJC is, first of all, when you inject it, you may feel some flushing. And if you do have a sensitive immune system, make sure you have like Zyrtec or Claritin or something with you. This video is not medical advice. Make sure that you don't misconstrue it to be as any kind of leading you down a protocol, but hopefully I'm giving you some insights so that you can protect yourself and work with your doctor on this, or like I said before, meet with my team and do a physician-led peptide protocol. But CJC-1295, what it does is it does cause a flushing effect. And if you do have sensitivities to several things, then just have some antihistamines available. EpiPen would be even better. But if you remember when you were younger, you could eat everything and you were hungry. I don't know about you, but I would work on the farm. I'd come in and I was so hungry. And if lunch, sometimes we're had to take care of the cattle and we couldn't eat lunch till like 2 o'clock. And I remember just being ravenous because it had so much growth hormone. So if you're stimulating growth hormone and you don't want to put on weight, well, Ipamorelin is a key. And Ipamorelin, not only does it help kind of mute the appetite, help stabilize it, but Ipamorelin does increase the pulse of growth hormone. In one study, what they found is that individuals who use CJC and Ipamorelin, they had not just like a small increase of growth hormone pulse, they actually had a growth hormone pulse of about 10 times. And a lot of you are going to be asking in the notes, well, do you use DAC, drug affinity complex, or not? The DAC was used about 10 or 15 years ago. And what that does is it creates a pulse all day long instead of just a small pulse. The risk for that is your body follows circadian rhythms. It's not pulsing growth hormone. Growth hormone gets pulsed after a hard workout, after a long fast, or at night when you're sleeping. And so ideally CJC-1295 Ipamorelin, you want to take it in a fasted state before bed. I get some flushing on this, so I like taking it in the morning when I'm still in a fasted state, ideally right after my workout, sometimes before the workout. Either way, you're going to work with your body's natural circadian rhythms. The thing that happens is you start getting these growth hormone pulses is you'll see your body get healthier. Your body will start burning fat because CJC is phenomenal for fat burning, performance improvements, muscle recovery. It activates IGF-1, which turns on BDNF in your brain so you can think sharper, just perform better overall. You feel a little happier, kind of like you did when you're younger, because you got growth hormone again. It's like, oh, the universe kind of loves me again. It's not trying to recycle me all the time. But it indirectly will increase testosterone because of the change in your lifestyle. If you're working out more, if you're in the gym, working on your legs, the muscles in your back, your chest, you'll see a nice increase in testosterone. One study, they took men who all had low testosterone, and they sent them to chop wood and basically live in the wilderness and live in the woods for 2 weeks. And all these men got together and they would work physically in the day, and then they would, at night, out in the stars. And 2 weeks later, they all came back and they looked at their testosterone, before and then after, and they had a 2 and in some cases 3 times increase in testosterone. So maybe we should just go camp for a couple weeks. We can cut down trees and see what happens to your testosterone. But the other way that you can CJC Ipamorelin, it's not going to increase your testosterone directly. Wish I could tell you otherwise, but I just haven't seen any evidence on that. I know you guys are smart, you do your research, and there's things that I miss, so I love the insights you provide in the comments. Just share some data if I miss something. But what you can use is enclomiphene. I have videos on enclomiphene, working on the LH and FSH pathways. There's also some great things you can do to increase your testosterone with kispectin or gonadorelin. And I haven't used kispectin in about 2 years, and I just started on a new cycle of it. I feel great on it. I'm not using testosterone. I use it in cycles, and I don't recommend doing it that way. If you're gonna stay on it, you wanna keep things pretty stable. This time, I don't know that I'm gonna go back on it just because of how good I feel on the kispectin, enclomiphene when I cycle, and gonadorelin. So there's phenomenal things you can do, but one thing is with the CJC Ipamorelin, if there's any risk or any hints that you have, if you have active cancer, do not use it. If you don't have active cancer, you run your blood labs first. You want to make sure that you're looking at all the markers where if there's anything that would be problematic, get it tested, because anytime you increase IGF-1, there are some risks inherent with it. There's risk with everything that we do. Drinking too much water is risky because you can disrupt your electrolyte balance and give yourself a bit of a cardiac event. But with that said, especially some of these peptides, you definitely want to use them at the right time, use it from the correct source, make sure that you've ran your blood labs, and then understand the cause. I'm trained in functional medicine, my entire medical team is, and our job is to get to the root cause, clarify where you want your health to go, diagnose by get the right tests at the right time, and then predict your overall future health by applying the right therapies. There's a lot of things you can do to increase your testosterone quite naturally, and CJC Ipamorelin may be one of those, but there's going to be a few other modalities that we'd use. So appreciate you being on the channel. If you love it, please subscribe, share it with friends, family, loved ones, and if you want to go deeper, then go to agelessfuture.com and reach out to my team, get your blood work ran. I'll see you on the next video.